Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at this guy in the middle. This is the new Transformers Devastation More Than Meets the Eye sideswipe figure. So, in this video, we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We'll have a look how you can use his accessories in both modes. For a bit of fun, we'll see how he compares to his original Generation 1 self. We'll have a look at how different he is to the Kingdom version of him. Ooh. Wheeljack's fell over, he's got very loose joints, and as you can see, I've got lots of other Devastation figures around so we can see how they all look together, and indeed bring in, which I think perhaps should have been the Devastation Optimus Prime, because I love the cell shading on that. But as you can see, loads to get through in this video, so as I manoeuvre all of these out of the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And also, once again, to give Indemand Toys a huge thank you via Hasbro, because that's how I've managed to get a hold of this early, and that's why I'm able to do a review on him right now. So if you didn't see the unboxing video that's already on my channel, he comes packaged in his robot mode in this new packaging. Now I believe in the UK it's Target, sorry, I believe in the US it is Target exclusives with the new MTMTE More Than Meets the Eye collection. In the UK, if we're lucky enough, they may pop up at normal retail and Smiths, but you can pre-order these, of course, from Indemand right now. Now, quite interestingly, from the front, you can't even really tell that he's that different at all, which I think is really good for the people who weren't able to get this one. For the people who didn't want to pay, and get the 2-pack with the Maximal Skywarp, everybody wanted, I suppose, a Earth mode version of sideswipe. So I'm going to bring them in. We'll have a bit of a detailed look in a second, and as you can see, you've got an image there from the game, and to be fair, that's a nice bit of artwork on the side and the instructions. And you probably already noticed I've uploaded a tutorial, because let's be honest, this figure, as I say, has had multiple uses. I actually thought, and even made a joke at TF Nation, that I thought they'd finished with them and started to sell some of mine, but then lo and behold, we went and got another one. So this one on the right hand side is your Kingdom. So the main difference, as you can see straight away, is we've got the silver feet for the new one and the silver weapon. There's slightly more detail there on the front, but of course it's really sort of hard to tell. The main differences you're going to see is when we get them into their alternate modes, and that's where you're really going to see a difference. To be honest, I think the new Devastation one is just a very slight lighter shade of red. If you've not come across this mold before and it's your first time experiencing it, it's pretty, well, it's not pretty good, it's very good, and that's why it's been used so many times. So let me take his accessories out of his hands, etc. for now. Let's bring him closer for you. So the head sculpt is good. It does look very much like the Red Alert head, though. Them blue eyes are very piercing. They look very, very good. It will spin all the way around. It will look up and down. The arms will give you the full T. You can rotate these all the way around, no problems whatsoever. The wrists just move in, but that is, of course, for transformation. So that does mean that there is a hollow forearm. The waist will swivel again all the way around, completely unrestricted. Obviously no ab crunch, but you can make him bend forward with the waist joint, and the legs will kick up. You can just about get the splits, and you can get the splits just about that way as well, as long as you maneuver it away from the back of the vehicle. You've got a thigh swivel, which you can see is inside on that joint, knee bend, ankle tilt, and that's pretty much it. As I say, it's only a deluxe figure, but it's a nice one. And let's be honest, we all love sideswipe. Sideswipe's had so many issues down the generations toy line. He's just had so many. Him and Sunstreaker, of course, that's how they look together, which again is very good. The accessories that he comes with is his blaster. Now this splits into two if you want it to. So you can have the over-the-shoulder cannon like so. Let me see if I can, I'm putting it in the wrong way around, that's why. You can also then pop this in his hands if you wanted to. You can carry that around. You can also pop this in his other hand. You can pop them on the any of these 5mm ports. You could store it on the back if you wanted to, and of course they are all blast effect compatible just because of the size of them. So if you wanted to, you can use that as well. I forgot to show you, of course, there is shoulder swivel and bicep flexion as well. Right, let's bring in a few of the other, let's just do a very quick last couple of quarter turns with the Earthrise. So if you did miss out on the 2-pack, then this one I think could be, because again, you wouldn't see all this cell shading from the front anyway. It could be the one that you actually went for your sideswipe Earth mode, just for a bit of fun. There's his Generation 1 original self. That will probably be why we've got these silver toes, because of course the original ones were chrome. These are test pieces, so if you're wondering why they're rocking around and not standing up the greatest, it could be exactly that. Right, let's bring in this guy. Now this guy, I like him, to be fair, but I'm going to agree with, I'm sure everybody's going to say that they are now massively out of scale. I would expect Optimus Prime to be much bigger, and of course I know they never scale the alternate mode, but just look how big his chest is. It's crazy. If you stand him in front of him, you can't even really tell that Optimus is there, just because he's a fraction taller. In my honesty, I wish they'd have gone perhaps with this, because they've already done a cel-shaded version of this. This of course was the Siege version. They perhaps didn't need to go anywhere near as big as the new Commander class, or you know, they perhaps could have done the Earthrise, but I think that mold's been used way too many times. And in fact, they even did a sort of, not cel-shaded one, but they did a much better version anyhow with the dramatic capture. Let's move all of these out of the way and let's start to bring some of the other Devastation figures in just to see how they look. I was intending not to make this video too long because it is just another side swipe, but of course with all the things, I'm hopefully preempting everything that people are going to ask for, and indeed what they did ask during the unboxing. So these of course all scale pretty well together. I've got the Jet in the alternate mode for, again, the second part of the video. That's not the right Megatron, is it? It might be. And of course I've got the Optimus behind as well. So there we go. That's just put in a few Gamer Ones all together just to see what you think of that. That's all there is to say about this particular mode. Let's come right back and have a look at him in his alternate mode. Okay, here we are back for the final time with him in his alternate mode, and you can really tell the difference on this particular version of him right now. Of course, no transformation process on this video to keep the main length of the video down, but you will have noticed that I've already uploaded a separate tutorial. And just to clarify, because indeed I was confusing myself earlier as well with these are both Gamer Edition figures, but of course this is the War for Cybertron one and this is the Devastation, and they do both fall under the new More Than Meets the Eye collection. So that's me trying, as I say, clarify why the Optimus was in, because although it is Gamer, I know it's a different game, but they both fall under the new Gamer Edition figures. Right, let's bring these two together. So I think this is what people are going to want to see. This, as I say, is Kingdom. This, I love cel shading. I don't know why it works, but it just really does. I also like the fact that you've still got the silver trim inside, which is great. You can't, again, if it wasn't for the windscreens, I suppose the headlights, as we pointed out, because it was his chest, were a bit different. The Autobot logo is also a little bit more, yeah, a little bit bigger, a little bit not oversized, but bigger compared to the other. Everything else looks identical, especially from underneath, because they've got exactly the same color schemes, and of course the feet have been folded up. This is actually definitely a little bit lighter red. It is really, it definitely is. Hopefully that's coming across in the light as well. And I've just noticed there is a slight difference. They've painted the rear lights as well, whereas this one doesn't have it done at all. And as I say, we've already seen the front. With regards to the original, this is still one of the best toys ever made, and I'm sure most people will agree with that. The only problem that you're going to get sort of now, and again, I know that Hasbro and most companies, to be honest, do not make their figures to scale in alternate mode because it just won't. It definitely doesn't now anyway. Let's just stand him up straight. There is your Optimus. What's happened to that bumper? I'm not having any luck today. Let's stand this up. There we go. That's better. But you can see what I mean. This guy's actually bigger. He's way bigger, but okay, it doesn't really matter. It's all how they look in robot mode. But I've already said, and I have to completely agree with myself, is that in robot mode he perhaps should have been bigger. I'm not saying he should have necessarily been this big, but you can definitely tell that he is a much bigger alternate mode than what the Optimus is with the smaller Devastation. So last time, I'm going to put that there with that. This of course is way bigger, which it should be, but again it could be perhaps even bigger. Let me just bring in a few other figures just to give you an idea of scale and of size, depending on what you collect, to be honest. There's so many different toy lines out there now. It is really difficult trying to keep up. So just the last few here, then I'm going to show you just a couple of things with regards to the accessories and what you can do with them. So again, you've got 5mm ports on the back on the roof, so if you wanted to, you could put something on the roof, you can put it blasting like that. But what I also really like is the fact that you can load your other weapons on as well that you've got, and to be honest, not just the ones that you've got. I've got the other sideswipe figure here, of course, knocking around at the side of me. And this is what I love about things like these figures, that you can just go crazy. You can just start adding bits to it. Oh, I just knocked that out. And you can really power these up, have a bit of fun, mess around and just do crazy things. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it looks very good. I'm just showing you all of the things that you in fact could do. So maybe if you took it that way, that's perhaps a little bit better. Anyway, that's enough playing around with it. It's just good what you can do. And again, I do like this. Again, it is the use of the sideswipe molds. If you've got this, you might not want this particular version, but if you're new to collecting, if you're new to the fandom and you don't have a sideswipe mold, I would probably say, guys, that it's the definitive one, because the robot mode is beautiful and this one is the same as well. Looks just as good. You let me know what you think in the comments though. Thanks for watching. Take care.